Photographer's Chronicles, episode 29. Let's go.
Let's go.
What's up, y'all? In today's episode, we're going to talk about something I feel like everybody can relate to. Today, we're going to talk about self-care. Specifically, self-care when you're doing something that you love. Now, in this episode, I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of preaching to myself because this is something I haven't quite mastered myself and still trying to find my way when it comes to this. I feel like self-care is a little bit harder to accomplish when you're doing things that you actually love. In my case, doing photography. I absolutely love doing this. Because I love doing this, it is very hard for me to find that median to where I need to actually chill out, get some rest, or go do some things, other things that actually interest me. I feel like when you're doing something that you love, it can actually mask itself. And what I mean is that basically you put in all your efforts, losing sleep, not eating enough. You feel like you're having fun. So it doesn't feel like it's something that's stressing you out. But you don't really realize how it's affecting you until a little bit of time has actually gone by and you start actually having some of the consequences of those neglectful actions. A few things that I personally started to do just to try to minimize these things is, first of all, I'm trying to make sure that I set aside some time to do some self-care things. Personally, when I first wake up, I try not to even look at my phone. I'm not going to reply to any messages, anything to do with photography. I'm going to have my morning regimen. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to come back. I'm going to have my shake. Once I'm done with all of that, that's when I'll start filtering all kind of questions, emails, texts, etc. And believe me, it's hard because sometimes, you can't control everything that's coming through your phone. Because as soon as I see a message or anything that's got to do with photography, my mind immediately starts working, spinning, trying to find solutions or find options or whatever the question may be or whatever it may require from me at that time. Another thing I do is anybody who knows me knows that I'm kind of picky about what I'm involved in. I get jokes all the time about me being very particular and funny acting. And it's not that. It's, for me personally, I don't want to lose my drive for what I do. I want to be excited about the projects that I work on. I want to have the energy that it requires for me to do a good job. If I overcommit to things, then basically it's watering down myself. I don't want to be involved in so many things that I can't really bring the energy that I want to bring to any kind of project that I'm dealing with. So I'm very picky about who I associate with and basically what kind of projects I actually decide to be a part of. Another thing that I do, and I'm sure a lot of photographers do, I used to have this deal to where I would have my camera with me no matter where I go. Like, it doesn't matter if trust me, I could just be going to the bathroom. Nah. Now, a lot of photographers are going to feel me when I say this. Anytime I go somewhere, my camera would be with me. No matter what, it's going to be in my trunk. And now I purposely leave my camera at home because of the fact of how much I love this. I don't want to put myself in a situation to where it's like, oh my God, that'd be a great shot. And I go get my camera. Next thing you know, I'm not enjoying what I'm actually doing. One of the things that are tricky about photography, and not just with like professionals, even with people who take pictures on their phone. Sometimes we can record and take pictures of stuff that's kind of like, you're probably not going to go back and look at that stuff again. It's more important for you to actually be in that moment. So to me, I want to force myself to remember those things, not just looking at it through the lens. I want to be able to be like, oh man, I remember what this smelled like. I remember the feeling of this. I remember actually interacting with the people that were laughing and smiling, not just taking pictures of that. And honestly, when you're behind the camera, it really restricts a lot of those interactions that you could be a part of. And because you wasn't a part of it, you have no memories of that. Like, you don't remember the feels of it. You got to really step back and take a breath of fresh air. Breathe it in. Have real laughs, have real conversations, be in the moment. And the last piece of advice I'm going to give is I feel like whenever you're doing any kind of business that you need to at least take a day or two to don't touch any of it. And sometimes you can't schedule it. You may have a time to where it's like, oh man, you know what? I don't have a lot going on today. Let me seize this opportunity. So it's basically being able to walk away from the camera, even walk away from your phone, leave it in the car. If you can, leave it at home. Just see how far you can go without having to look at it. And I'm sure everybody can feel me when I say this, is that You would surprise yourself how many times that you actually go back and look at your phone and check your messages and check your emails and stuff like that. It'll be hard actually to not do it. And to me, that's when you know you have a problem. Don't get me wrong, we all have our responsibilities. But at the end of the day, there are some things that if you're not there on your phone all the time, and people who are reaching out to get in contact with you, they're going to be fine. It's nothing detrimental like that. It's very rare that it's going to be something detrimental like that. And let's just be honest, we can't live our lives to where we're always waiting for something bad to happen. It's just what it is. It's almost like you're skipping the meat of life because you're just being prepared for the absolute worst. Nobody wants to live in that state. At the end of the day, we all have to own our own actions. And with those actions that come consequences. Nobody else has those consequences to deal with but you. And nobody's going to be able to deal with the fact that, oh man, you know what? I'm stressed out. Nobody can help me with that stress but me. Maybe I haven't slept as much as I need to. Nobody's going to help me be able to recalibrate my sleep and catch up on that sleep. Maybe I have some personal issues that require my attention, and nobody else is going to help because nobody else is going to be there to deal with those. You have to deal with that yourself. So sometimes you just have to say no. They will be just fine. Maybe next time, that's cool, but it's always room to say no, just for the sake of self. That's it. Let me add just one more, I promise you. Another thing I think is very important when it comes to self-care is get out and move your body. Get out and move your body. In my field, you never know what position you're going to have to stand in, what kind of weight you're going to have to carry, how much walking you may have to do. It's just very important to make sure that you move your body so you're going to be in shape to handle any of the situations that you may be in. And it doesn't just go for photography, of course. You just want to make sure that you get a lot of years doing this life. I mean, that's just basic. Let's get to it. And what goes with moving your body is let's make sure that we're eating right. Like, one thing I am very, very guilty of, sometimes my schedule can get out of hand. And I don't really have the time to sit down and cook a healthy, well-rounded meal, especially late nights. I'm the worst at this. DoorDash really should give me a stock option at this point. The thing about getting home late at night, especially where I live at, usually the things that are open are very unhealthy. Everything's going to be fried, period. And that stuff adds up. And basically, it's just not good for us. So if we can, I think that, maybe meal prepping. Let's do that. Maybe even get things to a schedule to where you won't be getting home at late at night, if possible. I can tell you now, as a personal attestament, I just had my physical done. My cholesterol is a little high, and now I got to correct it. So now I'm in a situation where I'm forced to make some better decisions when it comes to my eating. So try to stay on top of that. All right, y'all. That's all I got for this week. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down here in the comment section. I'll be definitely happy to address those. Until next time, y'all be easy.